Hello, and I'm Emma from Double Stitch Creations. Welcome back to a Double Stitch Creations tutorial. We are finishing off our little bag. This is tutorial part 3. I will put a link in the description to the other two tutorials. I may have to do a part 3A and a part 3B. We are working on the handles today, and the handle does take a fair bit of work, but I'll just see how it goes. I am mindful that of not keeping the tutorials too long, so that's why I may have to do a part A and B. But for now, we're going to start with our handle, and we will need the 6mm hook, tapestry needle, and just a stitch marker just to get the handle in the right spot. So lay your bag flat center, like make sure it's nice, the base is even, where you want the front of the bag to be. Lay it down flat, and then just fold it again in half and pick up the middle stitch. And then we're going to count from that middle stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So put your stitch marker in there and just take a look, because I'm trying to get the handles in the center of our little bag. So I might count 1, 10 after, put your stitch mark in there, and then count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to attach it here. Does that look fairly even? 3, 4. So I think that looks pretty even. So this is where the stitch marker is where I'm going to attach on the main color yarn. So using the double strands again. Just go into that stitch where the stitch marker is, and now you can remove it. Now just make a bit of a loop and put it on your crochet hook, pull it through that stitch, then get the ends and pull it through the loop on your hook all the way through, and then put your hook back into that loop and pull tight. And we're now going to chain 40, so yarn over and hooking that yarn back through the loop on your hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So keep going till you've got 40. $30. $38, $39, and $40. So now just, you want to make sure that you're not twisting your chain. So just run your finger so that it's flat. I just run my thumb over it. So keeping that flat, because you want to make sure that when you attach it that it's not going to have a twist in it. Then count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to put our hook into the 11th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I want to go into the 11th stitch. So put your hook into that stitch, making sure your chain's not twisted. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both. Now you want to do a single crochet into the next 8 stitches. So there should be 9, counting that single crochet that where we attach the yarn, there'll be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, all up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now just here, just make sure it matches with the other side. You may need to do another stitch. So I think, and now if it matches, you want to do another chain 40. So we're going to chain 40 again for the other handle. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Two. $39 and $40. And now once more, just run your thumb around the chain, make sure it's going to go straight. We're going to skip 10 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Make sure it lines up with the other handle. And the other way you can check is you see there's 9 between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you want to move that over 1. Then yarn over, so going into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, then yarn over, pull through both, and then make sure your handles are even. And now we're just going to do single crochet till we get back to the other handle. So that's the first round done of our handle. Alright, just make sure I've got 9 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. So that's the first round. Round 2. We are now going to single crochet into each one of these chains. So just single crochet into the chain that you like. There is a link in the description below for the different ways of crocheting into the chain. So just doing a single crochet into every stitch along the chain. And if you want, you can put your stitch marker in here so you know that this is the first stitch around. It can be handy. Okay, so I'm just single crocheting into every chain, every one of the chains on the handle. This is the first handle. So it should start to look like that. Alright, so just keep crocheting into the chain, and then when you get to this side, single crochet and then crochet into the next chain, and then I'll get back to you after that. So yeah, so just keep crocheting into the chain. You're just doing single crochets and then just following the bag around to the next handle, all single crochets into this chain, and then single crochets back to this stitch marker. Then I will get back to you for round 3 of our handle. Okay, just finished round 2. You should have approximately 96 to 98 stitches, but it's not really going to matter. I don't really count the stitches after this. As long as your handles are still even, it's not going to matter. No one's really going to notice. Okay, so rounds 3 to 4, which is 2 rounds in total, it's just 1 single crochet into every stitch, all the way back around to your stitch marker. So you want to do 2 rounds of doing 1 single crochet, and then I'll get back to you at the end of round 4. Okay, just finished round 4, and as you can see, your handles probably use curling, so I'm not going to stop here. I'm going to keep working on the handles because I want to flatten it out a bit more, so we're going to keep working on it. But it's going to be pretty hard for a little girl to handle with this curling, so you probably do need to keep working on it. Alright, so what we're going to do is cut our yarn, so just leave a tail for weaving in later, and then yarn over and pull it all the way through. Now you want to get your contrast colour, which is colour B. Okay, with getting your contrast colour, we're going to fold each of the handles in half, and then we're going to single crochet the 2 sides together. Alright, so just get your handle folded in half, and then get your hook and put it in one side of the handle and then through to the other side. So it's a little bit fiddly this bit, but once you get going you'll be right. Okay, now grab your contrasting colour. I'm using 2 strands again, and I'm going to leave a tail for weaving later. Just make a bit of a loop with my finger and I put it on my hook. I'm going to pull it back through both sides of the handle, grab the end of my tail, and I'm going to pull it all the way through that loop in your hook. So pull that tail all the way through and put your hook back in, and then just chain 1 to tighten it. Now go back into that same stitch and put a single crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both. Okay, so we're just going to do single crochets all the way along, but we're just making sure that our handle is now folded in half, and we're going through both sides of the handle. And just trying to match the stitches together. And this is just going to flatten out the handle even more and stop it from curling as much. So just keep folding. In half and working through both sides of your handle. Just still going along. As you can see, your handle's starting to take a bit more of a shape. We're not done yet. We've still got a bit more to go on our handle, but then nearly there though. I think we've got one more round on our handle. Handles are funny. You can just literally work on them for forever until they till you finally get to the point where you got to go enough. Right, so just keep going all the way to the end. All right, nearly to the end. Okay, now it's not really going to matter when you decide to stop the handle and then start on the body of the bag, but just as a rough guide, you want to single crochet into the next 9 stitches and before you work on the next handle. So this stitch I'm not crocheting to the handle anymore, so I'm now into the body of the bag. I'm going to do a single crochet into the next 9 stitches. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And just to show you, this is the handle. So we've still got a little bit more work to go on it, but it's getting there. Alright, so now onto the second one. Again, we're folding it in half. And I'm going to crochet into both sides of the handle. So we just continue just the same as we did for the other one. And just single crochet all the way along, just joining the 2 sides together. Yeah, it's funny how the handle takes more time than the actual body of the bag. But I've done quite a lot of bags, and I just find that the more I work on the handle, the better it kind of gets. It stops curling as much. So just keep going. Nearly there. Alright, I've got 3 more stitches to go on this handle. And again, just as a guide, you want about 9 stitches on the body, so that's when you know you kind of finished the handle, when you've got 9 stitches left. Alright, so now we're just going to do 1 single crochet into the next 9 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now just slip stitch into the start, so going into that starting stitch where we attach the yarn over, pull up a loop and then just pull the front loop through the back loop, and now cut it off, leaving a tail, and then just yarn over and pull that all the way through. All right, so now I've only got one more round to go, and hopefully that will have our handle. The next round will mean that our handle will sit a lot better than it is right now. Okay, we're now working on the last round of our handles. And we're going to work this time on the inside. So you're going to work on this side of the bag, on the inside of the handle, and then we'll turn it over and do the other side. So we're using colour B, and we'll just attach our yarn here. So put your hook into the middle stitching there, make a loop, hook it, and then pull it back through the stitch. Then grab the end and pull it all the way through, so leaving a bit of a tail so that you can sew it in later. Then put your hook back in, and then just chain one to secure it, and then do a single crochet into that same stitch where we just attached it. Okay, you want to crochet along this edge of the bag, and it's about 1, 2, be the 10 stitches plus. I'm also going to put a single crochet where the rainbow yarn's joined, so it should be about 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So again, it's not really going to matter how many stitches. You just single crocheting on the, we're now kind of going around the inside of our handles. So now we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to crochet on the other side of our handle. So we're just gonna follow the stitching, just the first row of stitching. Like there's no real, I'm just using the natural holes of the crochet to put my hook in, and then just doing a single crochet and just single crochet all the way along. So just crocheting now on this side of our handle, and this is just going to flatten it out even more. I'm just going, as you can see, it's starting to flatten out. So I really like the rainbow design. What do you guys think? Do you like the rainbow design? Okay, getting towards the end of my handle. Okay, once you get back to where you attach the colour bead, just go into that starting stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull the front loop through the back loop, and then trim it. Leaving a tail for weaving in, and then just yarn over and pull it all the way through. So that's one handle finished. It's sitting a lot flatter than it was. Handles are just one of those things where you can keep working on them forever to try and get them right, but I think this is, you could probably iron it, which would make it even flatter, even spray it with a bit of glue and water to make it sit better, but I think my nieces will be able to handle this, so I'm not going to work more on their handles other than doing the other side. So now to do the other side, it's just doing the same thing, touching colour B, and I'm touching where the rainbow yarn joins. I'm just putting my hook in there, just leaving a tail, making a loop with my finger, putting it on my crochet hook, pulling it back through that stitch, then grabbing the tail, pulling it all the way through, and then putting my hook back in, pulling it tight, chain one, and you want to do a single crochet into that same stitch, and then just single crochet all the way along on the inside of our handles, so on the inside stitching. And then again, once you get to the other handle, we're going to be working on the other side of it now. Just doing exactly the same thing. Doing single crochet, just working in the first row of stitching. Just flattening it out a little bit more. Just single crochets just all the way along. Okay, so nearly finished. Once you get back to the start, you just want to do a slip stitch into that starting stitch. So going into the start, the very start, yarn over, pull up a loop, and I'm pulling the front loop through the back loop. Trim the yarn, and then just yarn over and pull it all the way through. And now all we've got to do is weave in all these ends. You can weave them in as you go, but sometimes it's just easier to leave them to the end. So I probably will knot these two together. Probably shouldn't knot as much as I do, but anyway, I just don't want them coming undone. Now just weave it in, so on the inside of your bag, just weave it in and out. Doesn't matter how it goes. And once you're happy with it, trim it close to the bag. And then trim it and just keep moving on to the next one. Alright, so I'm just going to knot these two together, and then I'll knot these two. You want to weave the white in and out on the white, and weave the rainbow in and out on the rainbow, and then you won't see it. And you don't have to knot it if you don't want to. You can just weave them in and out. I just like to do it for extra security, peace of mind more than anything. You don't want it coming undone. Alright, so just weaving these in and out. So white, I'm weaving in and out on the white. And trimming it. And rainbow on the rainbow. That way you won't see it. And the last one, and just once again it's a rainbow, so I'm weaving it in and out in the rainbow colour. And then just trim it. Alright, and that is our little bag all done. Now these handles, I think the more they get used, the more they'll flatten out, but like I said, you can iron them and that will help them sit a bit flatter, but I do think they'll flatten out a little bit more once they get used. And you can also even make it a little set. So I've got my little flamingo pencil topper and my little flamingo lip gloss cover, which stay tuned for these patterns. They're coming, but yeah, you could even make it a little gift set. Hope you enjoyed making these little bags, and whoever you gift them to enjoys them. And I will catch you in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.